Tamara here, nice of you to join me. Okay, in this video we are going to be working on pages 6 and 7. Now 6 and 7 are going to be exactly the same. I chose them to be exactly the same because they are like a double page, so I thought it would be good to try something that was the same on both pages. So let me just bring in my prototype book so that you can see what we're going to do. So it's a basic pocket page with a magnetic closure. Now I've added just 2 tags in here, 2 different size tags in here, but there's nothing stopping you making a booklet if you wanted to, maybe with a like a zigzag concertina type booklet. That might look good as well. So you could use those. I just wanted 2 tags. I just thought they would look nice in there, and I've done them so that they are slightly different sizes, so you get that stepped effect when I get it in. There we go. And then, as I said, page 2 is exactly the same. Sorry, page 2. Page 7 is just a mirror image of this page. Like always, if you've got to this video by mistake and you want to watch the Chest of Memories playlist from the beginning, I will put the playlist up in that corner there. I'll give it a little tickle, and if you click on that link, that will then take you to the playlist where all these videos are contained. That's the wrong word to use, contained, that I've organised together. So what we will need, you'll need your pattern paper, whichever you've used. I'm using the Stamperia Imagine paper. I love it. It's just my colours. So we'll put that there. You will need some cardstock. Now the cardstock I'm using is a 210 GSM, but I will be demoing in cream, okay, because that's what I've made my prototype book up with. You will also need a ruler, a bone folder and scoring tool. These are fantastic. These are from Cool Cats. They are their Teflon pencil and multi-tool. Brilliant. I'm waiting for their scoring tool to come into stock. So Kay and Maggie, if you are watching this, please can you save me one? So I'm using those. You will need some scissors, some glue, and some double-sided tape, and a pencil, just because you might need a pencil. I think that is about, oh, you will need I'm using the photo corner punch. There are a few different ones on the market. I like this scalloped one. I've got this one from Amazon, but you can get ones that have got, they're just a straight line across. They work, they're brilliant as well. So yeah, you'll need one of those, or if you've got a die that does that would work too. That's fantastic. Anything else that I can think of? Oh yes, a corner rounding tool as well. Mine needs to be emptied. I think I've got loads of little corners stuck in there. Let's see, and just empty it out. They get everywhere. So you will need one of those. Bone folder, that. Yeah. Oh, and you will need some distressings to edge your papers with. So let's get started. You will also need a trimmer and a scoreboard. I did forget to mention those. So those are the 2 things that I knew I'd forget. So the measurements are, I will put the measurements at the front of the video as well, so that you can pause the video and write them down. For the pockets. Now we've got the pockets at the side, so you will need to cut 2 of these. So these are 2 pockets here, and the measurements are as follows: 7 1/8 by 3 1/2. So that's the first one we're going to make. While we've got our trimmer out, we might as well go and cut all of these all together. That might work out better. So for the band that goes round, you'll need to cut at 5 inches by 2 1/8. So the photo mats that go inside, you will need to cut 2 of each. So 5 1/2 by 5 7/8, and you need to cut 2 of these. The next photo mats, you need to cut 2 of these at 4 3/4 by 5 7/8. Okay, that then is all our cutting out. So that's not too bad, is it? We've kind of cut all our pieces out all at once. So if you want to, I've separated mine up so that I know I've got 1 of each. If you want to, you can write on them what they are. So let me get my thing. So this is the band. If you write in the middle, you'll cover it with your pattern paper. So that's the band. This is the pocket. And then these are the 2 tags. So tag 1 and tag 2. Okay. So the only other thing we'll need now is your scoreboard, and that's to do our scoring to get the pockets and the band. So for the pocket, so this is your pocket. We're going to score on 3 of the sides. Okay, so the measurement you'll need to score at is 1/2, and we're going to go round on 3 sides. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now, what you could do, which would be another idea, is if you wanted to make this into a decorative edge along here on the top of your pocket, you can use a punch, you can use die. So if you've got a really nice border die, that would look lovely along the top there. So that would be a lovely feature. But I'm just going to keep it plain because I want to give you the tools to make them up, and then you can build on the ideas and things that I've given you. So that's just an idea. So once you've scored your pockets, before you fold them and crease them over, I suggest cutting off your corners. So if I bring this, let me see if I can bring this down like so. Oh, sorry, I went really fast then. So I don't know if you can see, if I move it a little bit, you can see there is like a square. We're going to cut that square off. So where the 2 score lines meet, we're just going to chop off up to that corner. Okay, can you see? There we are. And do the same to the other side. And then if I turn that round, so this then is the top, and then if you cut off just at an angle up to the score line going down, and on the other side as well. Okay, so let me bring you out before I forget, and then you end up not being able to see, and then I have to redo it all. Right, so now you can go ahead and just fold over those score lines. Okay, you can give them a crease as well. That will help make them a bit more, give them a sharper crease anyway, and then they'll easily fold onto your page. So that's the first one. You'll do exactly the same with the second. So next we bring in our band, and the band is very simple. All we do is we're going to just score this at 1/2 inch again, okay, like so, and then fold that over. So we can get rid of our scoring board now, we don't need that. Now you can go, which I'm going to do actually, is round your corners. So I'm going to round the 2 corners on the band, and I'm using the 1/4 inch rounder. I'm just trying to get that, that's it. So that's my band, and also on my tags I'm going to round my corners on my tags. Like so. So that's one. Ooh. Then we come to our pockets. Now let me just bring my book in. So I would also round the corners on the bottom of your pocket, because that's, you need that to sort of carry on around so that it sort of fits there snugly. So you will need to round the bottom of your pocket, okay, and then when we put them in, it's going to just curve around. It looks a lot more better than if it was straight. So to stick them into our book now, I'm just going to bring in my prototype one again and use these 2 pages here. So when you come to put them into your book, now I haven't rounded the corners on these, so let me round these corners so that it looks the same. Okay. So when we come to put it into our book, so our first page, or page 6, we're going to have the pocket on the outside edge. And then when we come to do page 7, the pocket is also going to be on the outside edge, but obviously on this part here. Now if you wanted to, you could paper before we stick this on. I'm not going to, because I'm going to save some paper. I'm not going to paper all the way into the pocket. To me it's a bit pointless, because you're not going to see what's in the pocket. So I'm going to paper afterwards. So bringing back our pocket, we need to turn it over, and we're going to put our double-sided tape on the outside edges of our glue tabs. So that when I say the outside edges, I mean the mountain fold side. Okay, so that's the mountain fold because it goes up like a mountain, and then inside it's a valley fold because it obviously dips down. Okay, so we're just going to put our double-sided tape not right up to the edge. Okay, you don't want it right up to the edge, just probably about 1/8 of an inch. Now if you want to, you can go all the way around. I've cut that one off there, but you could go all the way around and get your tape all in one continuous line, like so. So again, it's finding out what works for you. Okay, so burnish them down so that you've got no air bubbles in your double-sided tape. If you have, it will loosen the stick, so make sure you give them a good old burnish. So take off your double-sided tape. Okay, and then we can go and stick them into our book. So work out where you want it. Now this is just slightly smaller than the page, so you want to try and get an even gap all the way around. Okay, so it's possibly about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so then burnish that down when you've got that stuck in place, like so. Okay, and then we're actually starting to create our pocket. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now put on the band. Now, the band I'm also going to put on before I put my pattern paper on, because I want to hide this glue tab underneath it. Okay, so if you find out where you want to have your band. Now if you want to, you don't have to have your band in the middle. You can have it up here and then have this one down here. That might look quite nice actually, so I may do that. So let me just fit my tags in, just to hopefully, no, they did, there we go. It's a bit of a snug fit, so you might just have to have a little bit of a play around. So with my one tag in there, I'm going to just check. So yes, so you could have it there and then have it here. That might work well with the bulk distribution, if you had it at 2 spots. So I'm going to give that a go. So you can either have it like that or like this where they're in the middle. Again, entirely up to you, however you want to do it. It's just an idea. So I'm going to take that tag back out. Now for the band, I'm going to probably put 2 lines of double-sided tape. Now this is the 1/4 inch double-sided tape, and it's the Scor-Tape. It's really it's that and the red liner tape are really the only Scor-Tape or double-sided tape I use. I have got an ATG gun, and I like them, but I can't get on with them. I think they're too bulky for me. But it's like everything, you need to have practice with it. So work out where you want to have your band. Now you don't want your band to go past this line here where your page meets the hinge. You want it so it's literally tiny bit millimeters difference. Okay, so if I stick that on and then just burnish that down, then you can see there it's just a millimeter difference. Okay, so that's going to keep our tags in place. Now we come on to do the magnets. Now the magnets are very simple to do. I'm just going to put that there. So I keep drifting over here, so I have something there so that I can lean against. So for the magnets, now I'm going to use, these are a 10mm magnet, I think. Let me just double check. I think they are. Yes, these are a 10mm, beg your pardon, 10mm by 1mm magnet. I use some Scor-Tape. You can use double-sided. No, you could use double-sided to stick it on. You could also just use sellotape because it's not going to be seen. it's just to get your magnets down. You could even use glue, but you have to be... So picking one of your magnets up, okay, you're just going to find a position on your band where it doesn't interfere, because you're going to have this covered, so you don't want your double-sided tape to show. So you want to leave probably a good part around there. I haven't actually got that in the middle, so let me pull this out and put that's better. That's a better position. I've put it in the middle of, well, as near as the middle of my band as I can. Now for the next magnet that's going to fasten onto your pocket, you have your your tape sticky side up. So I've got the sticky side facing upwards, and just let the magnet find the force, and it will attach itself to that. So then all you do is you bring that band over and burnish down. Now you see, I may have to have it going that way. That's it. There we go. So push that down, then that should be stuck in place. There we go. Now when you come to do this side, you want to make sure that these magnets aren't going to stick together. So whatever direction this one is at, you want to make sure that the magnet that you put on this side is the opposite. So where that one snaps to it, like so, you want it to be able to force it away, so that it doesn't stick on there. Okay, you will feel the pull of the magnet, and it will force it away, so it's the opposite to the magnet that you've got there. Doing that would mean that when you put them together, you're not going to have the magnets vying for each other to snap. Okay, so that's the only reason. I've put my pages in now, or my elements into my 2 pages, and I've actually done them in 2 different black cards so that you can see the difference, so you can see maybe where they are. So we've got the pockets here, and then we've got our band, and then the same with this one, we've got our pocket and the band, and then these are the 2 tags that fit inside, like so. For the pattern paper, so I'm gonna do one complete one and then fast forward this page. So your measurements are, we're going to cut all our pieces out first, and then we'll stick them all in at the same time. Now as you can see, I've got my paper already. I keep mine when I'm using it, or if I've got any left over, I put a little bulldog clip on the side, and then I put them in size order. That way you can see virtually straight away what sort of pieces of paper you have left, and then whether you can either have to throw them away, I didn't say that very loudly, if they're too small, or you can use them then to fit the sizes that are in your album. So the sizes for the pocket, now you're going to have to cut 2 of each of these things, 2 of each of these measurements, should I say, not things. So 2 of each of these measurements. So for the pocket, you're going to need 2 at 6 inches by 2 7/8. So let's cut them out. And then for your bands, you're going to need to cut 4 of these for your bands, and the measurement is 4 3/8 by 2. The pattern paper for the base page, you need to cut out 2 of these, and the measurement is 3.5 inches by 6 inches. Okay, we'll get these on and then we'll cut out for the tags. So once you've got all your pieces, so I'm going to do the one page and then fast forward for the next. So you need to round your corners. Now you need to round them at just the bottom of the pocket. So I've done the wrong I've actually done the wrong side, so I'm going to stick that into my pocket, and then that will, oh, I can't, can I, because it's on the outside. Might have to redo that one. So using this one, always double check which corner rounder size you have got. So ink the edges. Oh, I did it right for once. Ink the edges and then glue. Oh, this is the best bit. The best bit is sticking your pattern paper down for the first time. It's when it starts to come to life, when you can get your glue to work. Oh, this still infuriates me. Okay, put that one aside. Let's try the koal. And that comes out first time. Okay, so let's pop that on. Like so. Okay, so that's one pocket. Then you need to do I'm going to do the page. So we're going to have it going this way. Actually, no, I'm going to, because that's directional, I'm going to have it that way. I can get it in like so. So it looks good there. So you don't need to round any of these edges, but you can give them the distress treatment. I'm only doing 3 sides. Okay, let's get this in and up as much as it will go. So when you put this in, you don't want to go any more than where the fold is for your band, because you need, obviously that needs to open and close, so you don't want that to be fighting against the paper. So the pattern paper for the bands, you'll need to cut these measurements. So you'll need to cut 4 of these because you need to do the 2 sides. So you'll need a 4 3/8 by 2. Now if you are going to work with directional paper, then you need to make sure that you cut in the direction that you want. So I actually want my pieces to come downwards, okay, instead of going across. So I'm going to probably not use that one. Okay, round your edges. Now you only need to do the two of the rounding for your band. And ink, ink, ink. Push them up. I've only got a tiny gap around there, and you see it just starts to really bring your book to life. Okay, then you will have one to put on the back. So the one on the back is not too, you don't have to worry too much about that being, you can just use a bit of offcut. So I'm just going to use that on the back. So round your edges again and ink. And oh, that's too nice on the back. I'm going to put that one on. So push it round. Okay, so that's one page done. So for our tags, now you can have your tags. Let me bring my tags in. You can have your tags plain. You can paper piece them, so different pieces of paper that you've got left over. So it's different pieces, you can then put them on like so. So that really it is entirely up to you. It's like these little tiny pieces here that have just come off, you know, bits that I've cut off. You can use them as well. I mean, that looks quite nice just to do that, and maybe have a piece of paper, maybe have, let me get, and I bet you I can't find a spare piece, maybe have a journal piece just like that. So you've only used these few scraps, but you've done a page or your tag. So this then can be your either journaling spot, or you can you know, it's really up to you. So you have a play around and make the most out of your papers that you can. There we go. Now you could add a small photo frame in there if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you've got any offcuts of your cardstock, see if you can make one out of that. Now I've got a little bit here. I think that one might be the right size. Let me bring my photos in. Bring my photos in and have a look, see if I've got a nice size that we can use. It might be too small. So we could put that one on. That one's quite nice, so that would go. So, although that one might be a bit too big. See if we've got a smaller one. Is that the same size? That's the same size. Then I'm going to use the photo punch, the photo corner punch. And I'm going to round the corners on this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's going to fit. That actually fits quite nicely. I'm quite surprised about that. So let's put this little cute little girlie in with her teddy bear. And so she can go on there like that. And then you've got this space here for journaling. So to work on then our little tab that we're going to use. Now we could use a little bit of paper that we've got spare. You could use tape, but because I'm not going to cover this, I'm not going to use the tape. So I'm going to cut this to about 2 inches. Cut 2 inches off. And then we're just going to fold it in half. So just need my little bone folder here. And fold it in half. And then score down. And then fold it out. Okay. Now I'm going to round the corners of this little tab holder. I'm going to round that corner there. And I'm going to round that corner there. So we've made like a little tab. So that's going to go onto my little tag like so. Now I'm going to use some double-sided tape. That works really well and it's quick and simple to do. I'm going to put about 3 lines, and that's going from the top to the bottom, okay, of your little tab pull. So pull this out. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's just got a little bit hanging over there. I didn't want that. Okay, so then line it up on your tag. Okay, you don't want it to be very high up because you won't want to be able to shut your book. So let me get that nice and straight before I push it down. So that looks about right, and then quickly burnish it down. And then we've got like another little feature there, but it's a tag. It's a tab pull. So that then you can pull that out. Now if you didn't want to put it there, you could put it here as well. But again, just watch out when you pull it out that it doesn't get stuck on your hinge. Okay, so that's the one tag. So now we're working on the other tag. Now this is the smaller tag. I'm going to go with mine being landscape because that's what I did on the other one. And again, I'm just going to go with some paper that I've got already cut. Well, not cut, it's just offcuts. So I'm using up everything, all my bits. So for this tag, your measurements are 4.5 by 5 3/4. There we are, that's better. Round your corners. Ink your edges. And I just roughly edge. I don't spend a lot of time I always find the quicker you do it, the better effect you get. So push that on like so. So that's one part done. So you can either do the same on the other side, or you can put another nice photograph on. So we can put, what have we got here? Let's have a look what we've got. We've got a nice big one. Let's go with, let's go with this one. There, that one looks very nice. So I'm going to have it to the side, because then you can use this part as your, you could maybe have a little journaling spot there. So let me measure what this is. And then this one is 5, so it'd be 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's get my paper again. So 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, just double check that that's right. Yes. And then I'm again using my corner photo corner punch, and I'm going to round the corners on this one as well, and then check that it fits. And it does. And then you can then go ahead and stick that on. So let's okay, then let's stick that down. Okay. And then as I had the other tab on the top, I'm going to have this one on the side. So again, your 2 inches, fold it over, or if you prefer, score it. And then corner your corners. And add your double-sided tape. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? Ink the edges around this. I've done that one. Oh, you need to do both sides. Okay, get the double-sided tape. And I'm just going to put 2 on this one, but you could put 3. Or you could put double-sided and a bit of glue, so that the glue will catch the edges here. So, there we are. Okay, off, off. And I'm going to put it down here, like so. And this one's going to go quite near. There we are. So, bring in our book. And then this can go in like so. There we go. And then that pulls out. That gives you that nice grip to grip it to pull out. Time jump to this point. So I've actually decorated this page now. This is our page 7. So the only things that I've changed is the way the tabs were. Now these little tabs here, I had one of them up here. I wasn't too keen on it up there because really it didn't make much, it didn't really give anything to my project. So when I did this page, I decided to put the tabs this side here on the side. And I just liked that look. I thought that looked really nice, so I've moved this tab down to here. Now you might notice that this one is a little bit bigger than those, and that's because this was just a scrap piece of paper that I found and made into a tab. So all I've done with these ones is I've measured them at 1 inch by 2 inches, rounded the edges and folded in half, and then rounded the edges, and then inked around the edges to give me that look. So I mean, it works just as well. I think it looks quite nice actually. So that's all I've done with those. Now with my regards to my tags, now that one shouldn't be on there. Don't know where that come from. I know it. All I've done is added some photo frames, and on the back I've just added a journaling spot there, but in a photo frame, so these can come out and you can change your wording if you like to, with the same with your pictures. And then this one here, all I've done is just left this bit plain. You've got a journaling spot here, and then on the back I've just added another photo frame on there. Again, you can take these out, so you can swap and change what you write. So now, and that seems to be coming off. That's not good, is it? Okay, might have to put a little bit of glue on that. So yes, so I've added the photo frame on the back there. So if we put them in, you have to be very careful. Just give it a bit of a wiggle. It's because it's getting caught on, that's it, on the edge of the pocket here. And then this one fits just in the top. And again, just needs a bit of a wiggle. And then they close with your magnets. And then again, I've just added a picture on the front. I haven't done anything on this one, but I will just paper piece it when I finish with the rest of my albums. And again, on there I'll just paper piece that when I've got what scraps I've got left over. I don't want to keep cutting into my full pages, because I want to make sure I've got enough then to do my next album and the actual chest of drawers to decorate those. So thank you again for sticking by me with this video and this series. It's going to be a mammoth series, but I do like to try and craft in real time and try as little as possible to speed things up, because it's nice to, well, if you have me on in the background just chatting away, that's brilliant. And I like to try and do that so that you know exactly how long it's going to take, you know. So thank you if you're a subscriber. Please subscribe if you're not. If you do subscribe, or if you are a subscriber and you haven't hit that notification bell, I mean, I do keep pointing to it up here, but it's not there, I don't think. It is down here somewhere. I think it's down here where it says hit subscribe. I think there's a little bell there. So if you hit that as well, that will give you a ping into your inbox just to say I've uploaded a video, so you will be one of the first to view it. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put the names along the screen there, and I've also got a group on Facebook that is just starting. It's called Memories Paper Art, and it's for everything crafty. And you know, for memory books, for mixed media, for card makers, for knitters, for crocheters, it's for everybody really. So I will be along shortly with the next installment in this video, but until then, stay safe and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.